Great, great, wonderful. So everybody, welcome. Welcome to this great afternoon, Saturday afternoon that we're going to be having with our most special partner, international partner, Lucy Brazier, that she's going to be with us on the Physics stage on the 28th and 29th of September at WTC Event Center Theater, and also on the 30th of September. That is the day that we celebrate the professional of assistant secretary. 30th of September and the 1st of October, also WTC Event Center with the MDA Modern Day Assistant course. And it's going to be exclusive course for our Brazil assistants, executive assistants. Lucy, thank you so much for you always accept our invitations. It's incredible how open you are. And we have a lot of things to ask and many curiosities and everything. And but I know that for me, the Bible of the executive assistants, that it's your book, Modern Day Assistants. I know that it's winning many awards of best-selling and everything. So I want to begin with that. First, I know everybody knows Lucy, but who is Lucy Brazier?
Oh my goodness. Peter, thank you so much for inviting me, firstly. I always love working with you and Solange and Isabella and Renata, of course. And it's just always such a privilege to be with you all. And I can't wait to be back in Brazil later on in the year. But just to give you a little bit of background. So I started a magazine for executive assistants back in 2011. So I've been running for rather a long time now, but it is a global publication. And off the back of that, like so many different publishing companies, I suppose, we have put on events and training and all sorts of things. But unlike a lot of publishing companies, we have really become part of the actual profession. And I spend as much time campaigning with organizations to get them to understand what it is that you do and how amazing you are and how to use you properly, as I do out there on the road training these days. And for that, I was awarded an OBE in 2021. And OBE is an Officer of the British Empire Award, and the late Queen awarded me that award, although I actually went and received it from King Charles himself. And there's some lovely photos of that on LinkedIn. But the book, I'm so thrilled. The book, which I wrote last year, it was published in September last year, has just won the 2024 International Business Book Award for the careers category. So pleased about that, clearly, because I love that it's won the award. But I'm also loving the fact that it's won the award for the best careers book, because so many don't see this as a career. And I love that it has been awarded in that particular category, because I think it's a real underpinning of what it is that assistants do, and that it is a career now. It's not just a job.
Pita, your microphone is not open.
Oops.
Hello, can you hear me now?
We hear you. We hear you.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So Lucy, we are friends many years and everything, and I've been following this fantastic agenda that you have all around the world, and all this this passion to really disseminate that to all the continents of the world. Tell us how this book was created, no? What was the dream on top of this book?
Well, I think that, I had trained the course all over the world. And there were so many people that wanted me to get it down. People who had taken the course, who said, you know, it would just be so good to be able to reread it and reread it and reread it. So that, of course, is part of it, but also because there are various things, for example, the Global Skills Matrix, which I know you have pushed, you know, Pepita, which is a framework for career progression for assistants. And I wanted to get into the hands of a lot more people. And to date, we've had 10,000 downloads of that. So that's really extraordinary from all over the planet. But really, I just felt like it was my legacy. It was something that I really wanted to leave. And my team all said to me, you can't write it. You don't have time to write it. And they said, I know I don't. So I wrote it on aeroplanes and I wrote it in hotel rooms. And in the end, I finished it off in an Airbnb in Seattle. But it was so interesting as an exercise because I wrote it. And then the publishing team came back and they said, oh, Lucy, it's great, but you're writing it as if you're teaching it. And I said, but of course I am, because that's what I am doing, you know? And they said, we need you to rewrite it as if you're just talking to one person. So I did that. But also the other thing is that they really wanted me to write the citations in there too. So anything that I said, anything that I was saying was fact. They were saying, we want you to tell us exactly where that information came from. So there's an awful lot of additional reading in there and all sorts of different thoughts that maybe will stimulate other ideas for you all.
No, yeah, and that's so fantastic because you are very concrete because everything you're living now. Yeah, you coach so many incredible people around the world, and you know exactly not only the executive assistants, but their leaders. So you know exactly what's happening, this match or this not match that is happening. And also I would say the greatest leaders in the administrators world, on the secretary, as chief of staffs, all of them are people that you're always bringing to bring their real on life experience. No, so we saw that a lot also in the book with very special people now that reported to also wonderfuls, incredibles that left their legacies, great leaders, as Obama, as Nelson Mandela, so many. And so talk a little bit about some of them I had the pleasure of meeting, and others I'm looking forward also to bring them to Brazil. Bella,
Lucy, microphone? No.
you have to open, Bella.
Now.
Perfect. Do you know, I muted myself because just out here where I live in Spain, there is a fiesta tonight, and I hadn't factored that in when I said yes. And so I've got people walking down the street just here with drums and in amazing costumes. It's fantastic, but it's a little loud on occasion. Yes, so the chapter on leadership in the book has got interviews with Zelda Laconji, who was Mandela's assistant, and it talks about her journey from when she was 24 and she started working for him as a typist, all the way through to when she was, well, she looked after him until 6 weeks before his death. So it was 19 years. And they had the most incredible relationship. In the end, he was calling her granddaughter and introducing her to people as his granddaughter, and she called him grandfather. So really close relationship. But she talks a lot in the book about leadership as an assistant and what it means to lead up and why that is so important. And equally, Anne Hyatt was Jeff Bezos's assistant. She went to work for him when she was 21. She said, well, it was just after he stopped working in his garage, actually. And she says, quite frankly, that she had no business being his EA. She didn't know an awful lot about being an EA at all. But really, she figured it out very quickly, and she was with him for 8 years. And there are all sorts of wonderful stories in there about how that worked and why she felt that she ended up being, you know, probably one of the top EAs in the world, because she went from there, of course, to look after Marissa Mayer at Yahoo, and then to look after Eric Schmidt at Google, so the chairman of Google, and in the end she was chief of staff at Google. So that journey was really, really interesting, and lots of incredible stories there. I'll share one with you actually that I think you might find really interesting. She was talking about when she first went to work for Jeff Bezos, and she said that every day he would come into the office and he would have different reading materials. So maybe it was a newspaper or a magazine, and certainly every now and again there were different books. And for 8 years, she went and bought exactly what it was that he was reading, so that she was always on the same wavelength as him, and she felt that they had the same mindset. But she never told him she was doing that. She said it was just something that she did because she felt that it really meant that they had a connection. So, you know, it's interesting listening to what she has to say, because it's on a totally different level. And then Reggie Love, who was Obama's assistant, you know, amazing guy, started as an intern. But it's so interesting, when I interviewed all three of them and the question came up, what advice would you give to a brand new assistant? All three of them completely independently said, roll up your sleeves and do whatever it takes, because that's what gets you noticed. You know, for all three of them, there were occasions, even when they were really quite senior, where they were asked to do things where they literally just said, right, I'm rolling up my sleeves and I'm going to get on with it. And so when it came to them choosing people to do more interesting things, of course, they were the ones who were put forward to do that. And Hyatt, in the end, you know, just before she left, she went to Korea to negotiate the TV rights for the footage for the Olympics that had just happened in Korea that hadn't been shown on TV already for YouTube. So her role just went stratospheric, really. So that chapter on leadership is particularly interesting, I think. I hope.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. And these people are so interesting, so much legacy there, no? Because the legacy and their leaders and their legacy, how they grow up and how they expand and how they expand the influence, no, of their leadership. These are leaders, all of them. All of them are leaders, the ones that you interview. And we had the privilege of during the pandemic we had Anne Hyatt also, but definitely we love to have you guys present in person at the FISEC. It
Oh
has a
yes, and
different energy.
this year you have Libby Moore, who is absolutely superb. And Libby, for those of you that don't know, was Oprah Winfrey's EA and chief of staff for 11 years, I think. But yeah, she's
Yes,
superb, just really amazing. And she's coming in person. So I'm very excited to spend time with Libby again. I always love spending time with Libby. She's one of my favorites in the profession.
Yeah, and for the first time, we're having 3 international speakers. Now we're also having Professor Corrine, one of the masterminds of artificial intelligence. Now, so
Oh,
in person also. That's gonna. I'm very. I'm so enthusiastic of being able to bring that to the Brazil executive assistants, and now the FISEC that we cover 36 countries. Because it's a hybrid event. Now we have the honor of being able to offer that worldwide now. Lucy,
totally.
your last chapter now on your book, it focused stress, right? Talk a little bit about it, please.
Yes, well, I think it sounds like a bit of a weird one to finish the book on, really. But same as my course, I think stress for assistants is very different to stress for everybody else. And the book is absolutely packed with ways in which you are able to drive your career forward. But actually taking on all that new stuff is relatively stressful. And I've been there. And I wanted to give you strategies for coping with that. But I also very much wanted to say, I see you. I've been where you are. I actually had a burnout myself in 2010 because sometimes there is just too much work. So
Yes.
I wanted to explain to you what that looked like. I wanted you to be able to see the signs, but I also wanted you to understand exactly how to say no, exactly how to push back, exactly what it is that doing too much work looks like. But I also wanted to then end with really explaining that it doesn't have to be something that holds you back. It is actually really good for your career, really good for your mental health, and getting in touch with your stress and understanding that you need a certain amount of stress in order to be amazing. It's just when it gets too much that it's a problem, you know? So that final chapter is really in-depth specifically for assistants on the various things that are particularly stressful for administrative professionals. And I hope that you will enjoy it. But it's a really uplifting chapter, actually. It isn't
Yes, it is. It is.
chapter. I think it's important.
No, yes, great and important and necessary and crucial, totally crucial, no?
Yes.
And I'm gonna ask Isabella, Renata, and Solange Bezerra for please, if you could put the link of the Amazon, Lucy's book for everybody that is watching, for them to know which is the book. And it's very, very, and I want to make a bridge. Well, before doing the bridge, I want to present Renata Fontes. Everybody knows it's her third year as the MDA Modern Day Assistant Ambassador. So thank you being with us again here with us. We have this year, we have two new that are joining the team with Renata. That is Isabella Ribeiro, that is also our director for digital connection of the club and of FISEC. She's the one responsible of the leadership and the organization of all the digital platform for FISEC. This year we should be having more than 1,000 that are going to be on the digital platform. And we're going to have 500 in person on the WTC Theater at São Paulo. So thank you, Bella, for being with us. And we have Solange Bezerra, that is our Director for International Relationships. She's the one that takes care of all our international speakers, and she's the interface with all this international area. She was also of the American consulate during decades and decades. And thank you, Solange, of being here with us also. And I'm going to take this opportunity to make the bridge because we talked about the book. And now we're going to talk about the course. That the course already, if I'm not wrong, it has more than 10 years already, right, Lucy? The Modern Day Assistants that will happen here in Brazil in person for the third time. We already had it virtually, but in person for the third time, right after FISEC on Monday and Tuesday, 30th of September. That is the day that we celebrate the profession of secretary assistant. And the 1st of October, also WTC Event Center, São Paulo. Okay. So it's going to be a great opportunity. And you created that more than 10 years ago, and you're covering all the continents taking this, right? Talk a little bit about the MDA, please.
So MDA, I think, is everything that you really need to step into your potential and become the assistant that you've always wanted to be. I feel that for so many assistants, they know that they want to move forward, but they don't know what that looks like. They understand that they can do more, but really tying that down into understanding the action that you need to take is huge. So there is a lot of looking at where we are historically, building to today, so that we can see where we've come from, so that we can understand where we're going to. We look at various things that have happened over the last few years that have really changed the profession, and why that's the greatest opportunity you're ever going to have to really step into this being a career. Then there's a whole piece on communication, which I think is so important. At the heart of every assistant role is communication. And really, where it all falls down, I think, if you ever talk to anybody and say, what's the problem? Why is it not working? And they start telling you, you could put it underneath the heading of communication 9 times out of 10. So there's a big chunk on communication. Then we look at partnering with your executive. How do you get to really understand who they are so that you are able to serve them in the way that they need to be served so that the business is getting the most out of them? And I think one of the most important things is to understand that it is your organization that employs you or your business that employs you. It isn't your executive. So when you are understanding that and you're understanding that they have a purpose for which they are employing you, you're not just there to do bits and pieces and the stuff that your executive doesn't want to do. It really is very clear to me exactly why you're there. And that is to save your executive time and to make sure that every dollar or real of their very expensive salary is best spent. And so there are techniques for you reporting on that and to explain to them exactly how you are creating value and return on investment for your organizations, but also techniques to really make you more effective at giving them back their time. So that is the partnership piece. We have a piece on business strategy because I think a lot of assistants really understand that they need to understand more about their businesses now. They know a lot, but maybe the understanding isn't quite there. And I think very often you don't understand how to speak business. You understand what you want to say, but you're not quite sure how to say it. And so we do a piece on that. We do some problem solving and some decision-making stuff. And that I think is also being able to get to make a decision really, really quickly because you can do a kind of look around at all the different angles as to how you make that decision or how you problem solve something. And really, then we finish off with the stress piece. And as I said before, I think with any luck, we're going to send you out of that course dancing down the street, feeling like you can do anything. There's also project management in there, by the way, because projects are obviously something that assistants are being asked to do more and more. And most of you don't see yourself as project managers, but very clearly, with 87% of you being asked to organize events and various people of you are being asked to do office moves and all that kind of thing, the project management piece becomes more and more important. But really, you know, I have 500 slides and I usually teach about 300 of them. And it's very much where it takes us. So we start talking, I get feedback from you, I have my structure, but then if you want to go and do more productivity stuff, we'll do that. If you want to start talking about more of tech tools, we can go and do that. You know, it really does go quite bespoke. And it depends on who I have in the room and what it is that you're interested in learning, how we take it. But there's a core structure, but there are pieces of it where we can expand if we need to. And of course, it's 2 days of you being able to ask me whatever you want to ask me. And we do spend a lot of time together, both in the course and outside of the course. So you really get to pick my brains on anything that it is that you're particularly wanting to know for your role.
It's very interesting because it is a very deep immersion. It's totally focused on the executive assistant's journey. And it's very concrete. I say that we have many courses and everything, but this one talks totally the language, the lexicon of the executive assistants. Its challenges, its transformation, its evolution, its possibilities, and everything. It goes on all these modules of everything that we need, but it's very on-hands training. I see that they do a lot of exercises, a lot of conversation, a lot of sharing. We had the 3 ambassadors that already did this course. So it's very, very interesting. If afterwards Solange Bella and Renata. It's interesting if you also share your experience. And I think we have some MDA students here also. But what the feedbacks that we receive is that it's very intense. The time goes so fast because it's so interactive conversations, content, resolution of problems, because definitely we are problem solvers and everything, right? And and they get very energized, and they see so much synergy on the challenges then, and on how this profession it's growing in its value, and it's right, Lucy?
I think very often they haven't thought about it that way before they come. I know that marketing blurb very often says this course is life-changing, but I have people writing to me afterwards so often saying this was truly life-changing and I am never going to get back to being the assistant that I was before, because I can't, because now I understand what I meant to do. I just have to explain that now to my executives so that they really understand. And I know that for many assistants, particularly ones who are really frustrated with their role, they go back and they have the clarity of thought to then have conversations. But also, some of my very favorite students are the really senior assistants who have been in the career a very long time. I regularly have people in my class who have got 25, 30 years, 35 years experience, who say to me, oh my word, I know it, but actually it's just given me an entirely different angle on it, and it's really reinforced the things that I knew, but I wasn't clear that I knew. So I love that. And I love the ones who sit there at the beginning and say, well, I say, okay, so tell me why, I do that very annoying thing that trainers do. And I say, tell me your name, tell me who you work for, tell me what you're hoping to get out of the course. And they go, my executive sent me. So, but I've been an assistant for 30 years and I think I know what I'm doing. And I say, oh, excellent. And by the end, when they go, wow, but I really feel like I've had a mind shift. And I think that's it. The 2 days will really give you a mindset shift into seeing the value in what it is that you do and why your organizations really need you.
And Lucy, when you say that, it's so interesting because we're living in such a volatile, such a transformational world, and if you do not have the DNA of lifelong learner, you could have 50 years of work, of the working experience and everything, but if you do not have, that bug of curiosity, of going after that, then definitely, it's like you freeze for the market because everything is changing so fast, no?
Totally, but sometimes you don't know what you don't know. That's the other thing. Sometimes those people that are sent to the course that think they don't need it suddenly have a moment of, oh, okay, that's what I'm meant to be doing.
Eureka.
And I love that. I really love that, because you know what? This is a profession. And as I said, it isn't just a job anymore, it is a profession, which is 500 million women worldwide. It's the biggest employer of women in the world. And the majority of them don't really understand their value within the workplace. They feel like they're there to assist, to help, to be support, as opposed to understanding that it is a role in its own right, and that actually you are doing some really incredible work in the background to support your executives to really be the very best they can possibly be. And if you doubt whether you're powerful, can I remind you that you have the power to take an exceptional executive and make them mediocre if you don't do your job properly. You also have the power to take a mediocre executive and make them exceptional. So really, I think the assistant role is hugely powerful. If you get it right, you can change the trajectory of somebody's career. Absolutely, totally.
Yes, yes, definitely. And it's very interesting because I would say that the movement that we have here in Brazil, we have many executive assistants, if they are C-level, if they're senior, but focusing to be C-level and everything. That are coming to that are getting in contact with the ambassadors and everything, that they want a definitely they want to get the sponsorship of their corporation, of their companies, and they want to have a strategy to be able to show the value now of the course and everything. They have definitely, I think that there's always a space for you to know your personal image, now the force now of your brand, and that is much more than you yourself have conscience of that. And when you work that, you have to advocate for the profession and everything. And we have many people that have that kind of style also. So I would ask you, what were the best strategies that the former students utilize to sell, to negotiate with their executives, with their human resources, for them to really invest, for them to be in this
Yes,
exceptional
it's
program?
such a great question, Pepita. And really, to me, at its heart, is making it about them, about the executive and the organization and what it's going to do for them, rather than what it's going to do for you. Because they love you, but they don't care. They really don't care what it's going to do for you. What they care about is what it's going to do for the organization and what it's going to do for them. So it's about looking at the map, actually, and saying, well, if this is going to, let's take a really low number and say, okay, so supposing attending this event makes me 1 hour more effective a day, gives you 1 hour of your time back a day, okay? Work out what the average salary is for your management at your organization and say, this is how much it's going to give you back over a year. And I'm telling you now, when you do that math, it usually pays for itself within 3 or 4 weeks. So, you know, if you go to HR and you say, I'm putting together a presentation because there's a course I want to attend, and what I need to be able to do is to prove the return on investment of attending the course. But in order to do that, I need the average salary value for the managers that are at the same level as my manager. I'm not asking for his or her salary. What I'm asking for is the average value, because they won't give you their salary, obviously. They will give you the average. And if you then work out the hourly rate and you say, okay, so if I am going to save an extra hour a day for the executive by attending this course, which is the minimum, I think it will be more. But from people coming back to me, it's usually more like 3 or 4 hours a day. Actually, they're saving them. But let's take the lowest common denominator. If it's an hour a day, work out what that is over a year. You know, it's 48 weeks a year, isn't it? It's 48 weeks a year, 5 days a week, times 1 hour. That's what your allowance is going to be.
Yeah, no, that is great. I love that mindset. It's a very strategic. It's a very strategic mindset. And just for the group to know, there is a letter for human resources and even for your executive that the international office of executive support of Lucy Brazier, they provided to our ambassadors. So you could receive that also to be very, everything has to be very well done, very strategic done. Nothing just for, no, I deserve that. But that you don't get nothing with that. You really have to be prepared, strategic, the same way, the same passion that you have to sell your company. I know, because in all the international programs, the national programs that we do, we C-level, we have a space for them to present their corporations. I saw so many fantastic presentations of the corporations, their values, their mission, their vision. So passionate eyes of this C-level executive assistants that I say, okay, now you're going to use exactly the same passion, exactly the same strategy, and you're going to sell yourself. Wow, that is a challenge. We have to learn to do that so exceptionally as we do with our corporation. Do you agree, Lucy?
I totally agree. And that business case letter is gold. I mean, literally thousands of assistants over the last 10 years have used it to get approval. And what's so nice is you don't have to write it. So you've got it, you can fill it in, you can fill in the gaps, and you can send it off and they go, wow, she's thinking so strategically. So I'm sure if anybody's interested, that Pepita and the team will get that over to you.
No, definitely, definitely. And I'm going to ask the girls, the ambassadors, put the email, whoever is just interested to try that and everything. Isabella, Solange Bezerra, and Renata Fontes, that is the third year already, our ambassador. They're going to be sending it. And as Lucy said, you just adapt it. If you want to put something else, put it, but it's already very, very complete, okay? So just send it to the sales@pepitaconsultoria.com. That email is exclusively for the MDA, Modern Day Assistant. And in August, we're going to do a live with the ASEA, but that is also the email for the 2 international courses. For me, the 2 definitely the best courses worldwide. And it received awards also, correct, Lucy?
Yes, yes. So ASSIA is the only internationally recognized certification for administrative professionals, which is really wonderful. And it's a 4.9 score out of 5 from the people who have attended. So huge score for that. And MDA has always run alongside it. Modern Day Assistant has always run alongside it. We say that he is the head and we're the heart. So we are very much the why and the how, and he is the business theory at the other end of that. So the 2 things always, everybody who does both courses says it's just phenomenal. But MDA has just been voted one of the top 10 business administration courses in the world by
In the world.
.com. So that's very exciting. I'm very pleased about that.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a 2-day course now. So in my perspective, I think always the heart has to be the first one, to be open, to be work, all the behavioral part, all the attitudes, all the soft skills and everything, and all the mindset of strategy necessary. If you don't have the mindset, wow, it doesn't matter how many tools.
If you don't understand the why, you're not going to want to learn the how. So it's really the 2 things together. And there is a lot of how in my course. It isn't just why, but nevertheless, as I say, it's the heart, I think, my course. And Richard's guys are phenomenal. They are all Big 4 consultants, and so they are used to teaching business. And actually that course came about because they were training in businesses very senior management, and the senior management said to them, while you're at it, could you develop something for our assistants, because we like them to really understand how to support us. So, but Richard Arnott and I have worked together now for over 10 years, and I promote his course and he promotes my course, and it works very nicely indeed. Thank you very much, because as I say, the 2 courses just fit really nicely together.
Exactly. And the ASEA, it's a 5-day course from Monday to Friday.
Course,
so it's different kinds of structures also. And definitely, I always say it's always good to do 1 year one and then the next year, because it's much better to negotiate also with HR and the executives now. And it has the time to really put in practice what you learn, because the objective is that, to put that in practice, no?
Totally. And Jermaine, who is my EA, did both, but she did ASSIA first, which, you know, is fine. But she said to me after she'd attended my course, and by the way, she was so smart. She said to me, "Can I attend your course?" I said, "Yes, of course you can attend my course. Why? You know, I mean, great, but of course you can attend my course." And she said, "Well, A, I want to do the learning, but B, I want to see how tired you will get. I want to be able to manage your energy." I thought that was so smart. But anyway, she came away after my course and she said, "I wish I'd done yours first." She said, "Because I did Richard's and I learned a lot, but I think I would have really paid a lot more attention if I'd done yours first, because I would have understood why I needed to know that information." So interesting, I think, really interesting. She's great. She's really great, by the way.
Yeah. I had the opportunity to get to meet her in person when I went to New Zealand, Wellington, to give a talk on Lucy's life, and also to attend the World Alliance Summit in person with so many other leaders around the world. It was fabulous. And Lucy took her, and it was, oh, she was so happy. She's a mixture. She's very interesting because she is totally effective. She's very practical. She really does everything that needs to do. Even she went out to bring balloons for to decorate the gala dinner and everything. She's very, very interesting, and she is so much heart. She is a very interesting integration, right, Lucy?
Oh, the balloon thing was hilarious because if you know Wellington at all, it's so windy. And she was walking back with these balloons. They were just like out here somewhere. I don't know how she ever got them back. But no, I mean, she's phenomenal. And the thing is, she's really proactive. And she actually lives and breathes all the things that we teach about being one step ahead, of seeing around corners and trying to think and anticipate and make sure that you have got the situation covered before it even becomes a situation. And she's so taken all that on board. But I love the EA that she's becoming, because when she came to me, we're here in a tiny town in Spain. I don't know if you know that. Some of you will know. I live in Javier in Spain, which is in between Alicante and Valencia. And out there you can hear the fiesta going on. It's the Moors and Christians going on out there right now. But anyway, so Jermaine, there aren't really an awful lot of jobs going for that are high powered for EAs. So when Fran, my former EA, left, she came and she applied for the job. And really, to see her over the last 2 years develop through doing the training that she has done into being the most exceptional assistant is just wonderful, really wonderful to see. And it's great to be on the receiving end of it, because you know what? I am benefiting from my own training, which is hilarious.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I wanted to invite everybody to please write down your thoughts and also your questions, any type of questions. Take this opportunity. We're having Lucy just for us, you know. So ask the questions on the chat. I do not know, Bella, Solange, Renata, if we have any questions here. Let me see here. I saw that they put the link of, everybody's putting their LinkedIn. That is great because it's very important for us to connect.
It doesn't necessarily have to be a question about Modern Day Assistant or the book or any of that stuff. If you just have a question about the profession, I'm really, really happy to answer whatever. And I love Q&As because it's always really unexpected questions. So feel free, if you've got anything that you'd like to know, put it in the chat. Or if there's something going on that you're thinking, is this right? Or if you're thinking, well, what kind of training would you recommend for that? Or whatever you want, put things into the chat and we will answer your questions. I love Q&A, it's great fun.
Perfect. And also, please, the ambassadors, and Solange, if you want to give also your, you did the last MDA here, right? Bella, if you could open Solange's microphone. I'm putting also the LinkedIn, my LinkedIn, and the club's LinkedIn, okay, for everybody to please connect. That will be very important because we have all the information also we're going to be sending to everybody. But not only that, as Lucy said, there's so much content, so many things that we could be sharing about the magazine, about the admin chats that she has. I'm going to ask her to talk a little bit more about many things that executive support offers, and we have to take a lot of advantage. Solange?
Yes. Yeah, I did the MDA last year, and it was really one of the things that I would like to raise here is that sometimes when you have already a career, I mean, over 20 years career or 30-year career, I think Lucy has mentioned that, yeah, also. You think you've learned everything, you know everything, and then but I think lifelong learning is essential for all of us. And then you go and you take a course like MDA, and then you learn, I mean, a different way of looking at things. And Lucy's MDA is like, it's a mix of technology and strategic thinking, which is so important and made a difference for me. It's really, really, really good. So it's not only for beginners or for already C-level executive secretaries or the ones who are in the market for a long, long time. I said it's for everybody, in my opinion, because if you are a new one, it's not even a C-level yet. So you're going to have the tools already for you when they, there's opportunity in your company. So you're already ready and you can see all the tools in Lucy's training. For me, was wonderful, fantastic. Thanks, Lucy.
Thank you, Solange.
Thanks, Solange.
Love you.
There's a question here from Tiffany Sabaretto. Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be among such brilliant women. My name is Tiffany, and I'm 25, and I'm transitioning from my old career. My question for Lucy is, if you had to give some piece of advice for someone who's just at the beginning of their EA's journey, what would it be and why?
I think, listen, really listen. Active listening is quite hard. Usually we're listening, thinking that we're going to respond, trying to work out what we're going to say back to somebody. And as an assistant, if you want to understand what's going on and be those steps ahead, really listen to what is being said and write it down. Because what you need is to be able to anticipate in your career. What you need is for that communication to flow. And in order to do both those things, that listening piece, so you're understanding what your executive is really saying, is hugely important. I'd also say having really regular meetings with them. Where assistants really fall down is when they don't talk to their executives, because the executive says, oh, I'm too busy, I haven't got time to talk to you. The executives that don't have time to talk to you usually don't have time to talk to you because they don't have time to talk to you. Think about it. So you need to fix meetings with them. I usually say on a daily basis, so that you just have 10 minutes, because that builds trust. If over a period of time you're having those 10-minute meetings every single day, it means that you're building a relationship. They get to understand who you are, you get to understand who they are, and it just becomes routine that they're sharing things with you, because you need to know what their priorities are for today. Of course you do, because if you don't know what their priorities are, how are you ever going to help them to be the very best that they can possibly be? So my short answer to that is to really listen. Really, you have 2 ears, you have 1 mouth, use them in that ratio. Yes, and make lots of notes and go and have your one-to-one meeting with them on a daily basis.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Great advice, right, Tiffany? Thank you. We have another question from Carmel. Hi, Lucy. My name is Carmel, and I met you at FISEC 2023, and I was thrilled with your presentation. I would like to know, how was the move to be a writer, a speaker, and also a mentor through your course? What are the essential competencies a person has to have? Thank you.
Okay, so are you talking about the essential competencies that you would need, and you can just nod, it's fine, if you wanted to become a speaker or a writer or a mentor, yes? Excellent, okay. So I think you need for it to happen pretty organically, really. And the advice isn't so dissimilar to what I gave to the last speaker. I think it's immersing, your last questioner, I think it's immersing yourself in whatever it is that you want to write about or speak about, or also be a mentor in. And if this is this profession, really listen to what's going on around you. Listen to lots of other people, read everything. To me, it is all encompassing. I have to say to you, a lot of people say to me, oh, you're so lucky. You know, there was one year I went to 42 countries and did 183 different events. But I worked for 30 years to become an overnight success. So you just have to, for me, becoming the authority just happened because I was working 18 hours a day, 7 days a week on doing it. I spent 2.5 years traveling and speaking anywhere that would have me for free so that I could really learn my craft. And at the end of that, I had really got the respect of the people that I worked with, but I'd also listened to thousands of assistants and listened to what it was that they were telling me. And part of the reason I still travel so extensively, and part of the reason I'm here this afternoon, is because when I hear the questions that you're asking me, it means that I know I still have my finger on the pulse of what is going on in the profession. So then I'm able to feed the information to you as to what is really happening and what the concerns are of the people who are out there. But anything, you know, I mean, I can see that somebody had asked a question about AI and what my thoughts were on that earlier. And AI is just kind of galloping, isn't it? It's just suddenly come onto our consciousness and everybody's going, well, what is it going to mean? What is it going to mean? So, of course, the way to become an expert on that is to go and read everything that you possibly can, and not just in the sphere of assistance, in the spheres of all sorts of other different professionals as well, so that you can work out what that means for assistants, but then talk to lots of assistants and say, what does it mean for you? How are you using it? What are the things that are amazing about it? What's scaring you about it? And really make sure that you understand it so that you can be the authority. So for me, you know, I feel like it isn't going to take your career at all. It's not going to take your career at all. I've seen some amazing presentations. You were with me, weren't you, Pepita, in Wellington, when Elizabeth Calojo
Yes.
did an amazing presentation on AI, when the
Yes,
assistants
wonderful.
came in at the beginning going, oh my goodness, this is going to take our jobs. And by the end, we're going, yes, amazing. It's going to just be so fantastic for us. And I don't know if you've seen that there's a new report from LinkedIn and from Microsoft, which shows that assistants are the biggest adopters of AI in the office, right at the top of that list. So, you know,
Wow.
that's what I'm talking about. I think it's really making sure that you're understanding it from all sorts of different angles, so that if you are asked to give a presentation, or if you are asked to give an opinion or whatever, you really know what you're talking about. That's my best advice.
No, that's great, Claudia. I think she answered your question, and that's so great because it's something that everybody and in all the areas they're looking on that. We're gonna have a great AI international keynote speaker, Professor Corrine, and we have our own also Isabela Ribeiro. She is incredible in that area. She focused a lot on Google. That's going to be good because Corrine focuses a lot on the Microsoft. So we have all the spectrums to be focusing on what are the benefits and everything to utilize that in your favor, because that is the intelligent mindset, to utilize, get to know and utilize in your favor.
But there's so many things to do with it where, you know, I think a lot of us are using it to write things and to come up with ideas. And to start with, I was using it because I would write something for LinkedIn and then I'd say shrink it for Twitter and, you know, or X or whatever you want to call it now, but whatever. But actually, it's extraordinary. I mean, this week I was looking at the Global Skills Matrix, and I was looking at ASSIA. And somebody said to me, how many of the competencies in ASSIA will help you to become a level 4 assistant? So I literally fed in the level 4 assistant description, and I fed in a SEER, and I said, match the two. Tell me where the competencies overlap and what you're actually going to get out of doing it. 3 seconds. And I told it to put it into a table for me, and I got down one side the global skills matrix, down the other side the level 4 competencies for global skills matrix, and it shows exactly where it overlaps. And that kind of thing, you really can't, you can't measure that. That just makes you so much more efficient. I love the fact that if you're using Copilot, and I don't know how many of you are using Copilot yet, but I don't have to be in a meeting. I can literally just go to the recording and say, can you summarize this meeting for me and give me the action points? And it'll tell me if there's anything for me. For your executive, they're not having to attend stuff anymore. It's just phenomenal. Or if I turn up late to a meeting, I can say what happened so far, bullet point it for me. If I'm creating a presentation, I can give it a whole load of bullet points and say, turn it into a presentation. And it does. I don't have to start designing stuff anymore. Just wonderful. So many different things that it's doing that I just think, and for you, it can make you look so clever. It can really make you look clever. Especially if you're doing that overlap stuff where you're saying, take this document, how does that correspond to this document? Supposing, for example, you have a management report from last month, and you have a management report from this month, and you say to it, here are two documents. Where is there overlap? Or where are there things where we have moved this forward? Or can you take the two documents and say, compare the two and look at how we are doing, and then you can say, well, I've looked at these two things, and I can see that here is where we made progress. 2 seconds. Just phenomenal. Just go do the thing. Go do the thing. Go research, look at, there's another one I did this week, actually. There was a speaker that somebody had suggested to me for one of my events. And I was thinking, I don't know her at all. Who is she? So I went and I asked ChatGPT. I've got the 0.4 one, which is the latest one. But I said to it, can you tell me this speaker's electronic footprint? So basically their social media footprint. And it came back and it told me all the different social media that they were doing and how many followers they'd got on each area and the kind of things they were talking about. And just amazing. 2 seconds. And suddenly I've got a profile of this person which says, yes, they're really worth looking at as a speaker, or no, they're not. So think about the number of ways you could use that. Just fantastic.
Wow. We're having a class here. You guys we all are so fortunate. We have our ambassador of Germany here with us also. She's Brazilian.
Hello.
Executive Assistant, Bianca Araújo. Hi, Lucy, waving from Germany. I'm interested and I would like to have more insights about the modern day assistants, how I can help my manager as a business partner, which kind of topics and also practical training it is included. Thank you.
Okay, I think the thing is, how you can help your manager is so broad. It is the 2-day course, I mean, that is the content of the 2-day course, how you can help your manager. But the way you can help your manager is to understand what your role is. And really, when you start thinking about you start thinking about yourself as a gatekeeper of time as opposed to a gatekeeper of people, everything suddenly changes. Because you're understanding that if you're shaving off 5 minutes here or 10 minutes there or 20 minutes there, it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes of their salary that's dropping to the bottom line. And you're employed by your organization to make sure that your executive is as efficient and effective as they can possibly be. So the course is all the tools that allow you to do that allow you to understand that if the two of you are capable of doing something, it's you that should be doing it. Because simple economics says, doesn't it, that they should only be doing the things that only they can do, because that's what they're paid their massive salaries for. If there are things that both of you are capable of doing, it should be you that's doing it. So I'm going to teach you how to work that through, how to make sure that you're having the conversations with your executive that are going to help you to take on not more work, but different work, and work that is going to benefit the organization. How you have conversations with your organization to make it very clear what you're capable of, because the latest figure that I saw was that 72% of assistants are feeling underutilized. So it's making sure that that isn't the case anymore, and that actually your organizations understand who you are and why this is such an amazing role and what it can do for the entire organization if they get it right.
Great, great. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you. Renata, Isabella, Solange, I'm going to put you girls also on stage if you want to pass any message to the group. And you could pass it in Portuguese also, right? Because Lucy's learning Portuguese now, right? She wants to. It's Spanish.
Well, I have Spanish.
She lives in
so
Spain.
I'm kind of poquito.
Poquito. Okay, Isabella.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Lucy. I'm so passionate with MDA, with Lucy, even the first time. Well, I was speaking in Portuguese to the girls. Meninas, eu sou muito suspeita para falar, porque eu sou realmente apaixonada, como eu comentei desde a primeira vez, não só pela Lucy, como ela sabe, eu falo sempre para ela pelo legado que ela traz. Então, o MDA, né, como ela comentou, como ela já falou do livro, é realmente o que ela vive, né, da experiência, o contato que ela tem com tantas assistentes incríveis ao redor do mundo, o que ela faz, que ela advoga pela profissão, não somente sobre o papel do secretariado executivo, esse posicionamento que ela traz, estratégico, principalmente levar para as empresas, né, que é o trabalho que ela faz hoje. Alguém está compartilhando a tela aqui. Não. Vou tirar aqui rapidamente.
Ficou até bonito, né?
Eu não sei o que aconteceu, não estou conseguindo tirar aqui. A Márcia, você está compartilhando a tela.
Tem que fechar alguma coisa da Márcia para... Aí,
Consegui.
pronto, voltou.
Então, um dos pontos assim que eu acho muito rico e valioso como participante, como a Pepita comentou, eu já fiz o ACE, já fiz o MDA, e como a Lúcia também comentou, a gente conversa muito sobre isso, inclusive com outros secretários, né, outros profissionais que já fizeram, e como a gente comentou aqui, a gente chegou nessa conclusão que, de fato, se você tiver, que eu sei que muitas, né, querem escolher qual é o primeiro que eu vou fazer, com certeza o MDA ele é uma porta de entrada incrível. Primeiro, por você entender, né, ali, como a Lúcia comentou, o seu porquê do secretariado. Então, realmente, para todo mundo que é apaixonado, não somente para quem é C-level, mas para quem está na profissão e quer se desenvolver, entender como fazer melhor. Eu gosto muito da palavra, né? Se apropriar do que é o papel de secretariado executivo estratégico e entender muito como. Ela traz muito aquela, né, não falou dos detalhes assim, específicos, que é muito do dia mesmo, da comunicação, especialmente, várias outras estratégias práticas de como realmente você implementar isso. Inclusive as perguntas aqui. Assim, eu amei esse encontro, acho que né, tudo foi falado aqui, a Lúcia falou super bem, as perguntas foram incríveis, e eu queria realmente me colocar à disposição, assim como as meninas, né? Se tiver alguma dúvida, algum ponto que as colegas queiram conversar mais ali no offline, fico à disposição para tirar qualquer dúvida, porque realmente é algo que vai fazer muita diferença, não somente no seu currículo, de ter uma certificação internacional nesse gabarito, como a gente já explanou aqui, mas especialmente de você levar soluções, elevar realmente o valor das suas entregas diariamente. Então, assim, muito obrigada pelo espaço e eu espero ver muitas daqui esse ano conosco nessa terceira turma presencial aqui no Brasil.
Obrigado, Bela. Eu queria convidar a Renata Fontes, que ela também fez o ACE. Você pode abrir o microfone da Renata, Bela? Ela fez o ACE e o MDA, na realidade, eu acho que ela fez 3 vezes, né? Porque ela está o terceiro ano, né, como embaixadora tanto do MDA quanto do ASEA. Então, nos últimos 2 anos que nós trouxemos presencialmente a Lucy Brazier, ela esteve, né, cuidando da turma e tudo, e teve a oportunidade de fazer novamente, né? Ou seja, já ficou expert, né, no Modern Day Assistance, né, Renatinha?
Hello, everybody. It's a pleasure to me to have this opportunity again to be the ambassador of this something that really changed my life. Not only about the book, the modern day assistant. I will show you better, but I will say something in Portuguese now. Não é só por conta do livro, né, do conteúdo dele, mas é realmente a maneira como a nossa vida se transforma, o nosso mindset, o nosso posicionamento, quando às vezes nós temos que falar aquele não, que nós, secretárias, queremos fazer tudo, geralmente, mas a gente precisa ter esse posicionamento e entender, olha, esse é o meu perfil, o que realmente cabe aqui na minha rotina, o que não, no que eu sou melhor, no que eu não sou. Então, o MGA, ele transformou a minha carreira nesse sentido, de entender o meu papel, entender o meu perfil. Quem aqui já me conhece sabe que eu atendo diversos executivos brasileiros, expatriados, enfim. Então, ter esse entendimento do meu perfil e entender o outro também fez uma grande diferença na minha rotina para que eu pudesse ter uma entrega mais assertiva. Que imagina, você atender. Hoje eu estou com 7, mas já tive até 12. Então, você atender pessoas diferentes ali na sua rotina e conseguir fazer uma entrega com excelência, realmente, você tem que ter ferramentas adequadas para isso. E depois que eu conheci o MDA, realmente foi que eu tive esse entendimento e consegui ter mais assertividade na minha rotina. Então, eu estou muito feliz de estar aqui novamente, de ter feito parte, né, da primeira turma, ter acompanhado os alunos, ver o quanto que cada um se transforma depois do curso, né? De ver ali realmente a prática, os resultados, o entendimento, a ação. Então, contem comigo, quem precisar tirar alguma dúvida, saber um pouco mais sobre o curso, enfim, o que for necessário que eu puder contribuir com vocês, vai ser um prazer. E thank you again for this opportunity.
Obrigado, Renatinha. Obrigado. E vamos fechar a parte das embaixadoras com Solange Bezerra, né, nossa diretora de Relações Internacionais. E você pode até passar para o pessoal e tudo, né? Que nós temos a central, né? De atendimento, informações e tudo, que é uma única, né? O sales@pepitaconsultoria.com, que eu coloquei aí. Então, para você poder já fazer assim um encerramento dessa parte.
Sim. It's a pleasure also to be here. I was really honored when the Peter invited me to be an ambassador for MDA. I also like, eu vou falar em português, então, como a Isabela já falou, realmente vocês já falaram bastante, a Isabela e a Renatinha, mas eu conheci a Lucy em 2019, né, e só tive a oportunidade de fazer o MDA agora em 2023. A gente sempre vai adiando por algum motivo e me arrependi de não ter feito logo na primeira turma, né? Porque é espetacular. É como eu também já tive uma fala aqui anterior, disse não é somente para as iniciantes ou as que estão querendo se tornar C-level, né? As secretárias executivas C-level, também para as veteranas, para as pessoas que também já estão há muito tempo no mercado, têm uma carreira longa de sucesso, trabalham com CEOs e tudo mais. É impressionante, você sempre tem que estar aprendendo o famoso lifelong learning, né? E também acrescentando coisas, porque nós temos essa tendência de estar tudo certo, então você para ali, né? E isso não é legal. E as dicas todas que a Lucy traz no curso muda o pensamento da gente, realmente, e como também a Renatinha trouxe, conhecer o teu executivo ou os executivos ou com quem você trabalha é super importante, e a Lucy tem todo um capítulo sobre isso no curso, porque para cada pessoa você se apresenta da forma como aquela pessoa vai entender o que você tem a trazer, e assim, no caso, trazer um trabalho com mais excelência. Então, nós estamos à disposição, eu, Isabela e a Renatinha, todas as informações que vocês precisarem. É o e-mail sales@pepitaconsultoria, né? .com. A gente já botou ali no chat, né, Bela? E vocês façam perguntas ou chamam a gente aqui e tudo para a gente poder passar as informações, mas não perca essa oportunidade. É um investimento ou da empresa ou pessoal que vale muito a pena mesmo. Eu digo isso de cadeira e agradeço a atenção de vocês. Obrigada.
Maravilha, maravilha. Eu vou convidar todas para escreverem, né, como foi. Esse aqui não foi nem uma live, foi uma aula que a gente teve. Nossa, uma aula particular, brincadeira, né? This was not even a live, Lucy. This was really
Lesson.
a lesson, a lecture. It was incredible. And we all are very fortunate to be able to be talking directly with you and hearing your thoughts. And I love the passion that you have of always teaching and learning. That's why you are the number one, because you are always teaching and learning. Totally you hear all the voices around the world. That's why this your lectures, your keynotes, your courses are so concrete, because you're always listening, actively listening with a lot of empathy, and transforming that for the mindsets to be every time more fearless of the executive assistants, for them to open their space, for them to really connect with the power, the importance, the value of their role. And so we really thank you. You're a revolutionary, an activist of this, and we have to every time more be an activist also, and lead this among our community, right, Lucy? Tem que abrir o microfone da Lucy.
Ok.
Yes, I think each of us has a responsibility. And the thing is, Pepita, I am on a mission to change the working lives of 500 million women worldwide, and I have probably 5 to 10 years to do it. So I need you to take this seriously. This isn't something that you can sit here and just think for yourself, well, somebody else will do it. Every single one of us have our part to play in changing this amazing profession of ours into the career that we really want it to be. And I think coming out of the other end of the pandemic, there has never, ever been a better opportunity to do that. And I really very much hope to meet as many of you as possible, both at MDA and at PhysX, so that we can really see what we can do about helping you to take the message back to your organizations and to get you the recognition that you deserve.
Wonderful, wonderful. We have a lot of feedbacks here also. And thank you for this class. Yes, was not a live. This was a class, exactly. Even in a short term, we're able to learn. Rachel, thank you for this petit comité. It was such an honor. Looking forward to listening to you at PhysX 2024. You rock. You are a master for us. Thank you for your time. Carmel. It's very interesting because Carmel is the one that made the questions about all the path of development of speakers, of mentors, of writers and everything, because that is her parallel path. She is an executive assistant of top C-level of Cargill, and she also has all this part of educator, a very, very connected with her mission of putting the voice out. So that was a question of what we call here Plan B, that runs together with our main one, but preparing for the present and for the future, another types of roles the executive assistants, the C-level, also could be doing parallel or in a very near future.
Yes, definitely. I really hope we get to meet. I really hope we get to meet, because I'm sure we'll have enormous amounts to talk about. Sounds great.
Yeah, and she's of the team of FISEC also, so definitely
Oh, well,
you're
that
gonna meet all our team. Here, Claudia, first time listening to Lucy, great pleasure, definitely getting the book. Oh, Bella, you put the link of Amazon of the book, right?
Yes, I already
Uh-huh.
put it again.
Yamara, we're gonna put it and send it to all, because we have more than 100 inscriptions for this live. So we're doing the record of it to be sending to everybody. And so we're gonna be sending that also. Yamara, thanks all for the valued opportunity to hear and learn with you. Tiffany, I really have to thank Lucy. Her insights and expertise were truly inspiring. Pepita, you did an outstanding job moderating the session. Thank you. Making the experience even more enriching. Thank you for this exceptional opportunity. Emmeline, great opportunity to be here listening to the Master of EAs. I hope to be able to participate in the MDA this year. Thank you all. So Lungi, talk with Emily then afterwards. Bianca, oh my friend, I really wish you were also in person here in Brazil. She is our ambassador in Germany. She's part of our team, FISEC also. But we always love. She always comes to Brazil. Her family is from Rio de Janeiro also. And dear Lucy, thank you for your guidance. What I learned from today's meeting is be proactive. Learn your executive and your role so that you can support and help your organization. I hope to enjoy MDA one day here in Europe. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Lucy, and thank you, Pepita, for this opportunity. Mariani, this moment is a main opportunity to learn in essentials, issues of our life. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure and really honor to be with this group. See you very soon. Katia Bernardes, that she's, if it's the one that I think, she's gonna be on FISEC stage. You're gonna get to meet her also. She's gonna be in the panel of diversity and inclusion. Oh, wonderful. Yes, it's my Katia. It's my Katia. She lives in another state, Minas Gerais. That is the one that you do not know yet, but maybe in the future, we're gonna go around Brazil because it's fabulous, Brazil. Katia, congratulations. This is a great opportunity to learn from someone with a lot of experience. Yeah, definitely. And you guys are gonna meet, Katia. We're gonna put you guys together. And we're very happy to have you on the stage together with Claudia Diaz of Rock in Rio. She already arrived in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro. And Tácito, that is student of the MDA of Lucy Brazier. And he's gonna be also in stage for the panel of diversity and inclusion together with Katia Bernardes and Claudia Diaz. It's gonna be beautiful, beautiful. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, it's gonna be very, very interesting. Katia Bernardes, congratulations. This is a great opportunity to learn from someone with a lot of experience. Thank you, Katia. Isabella, she put also the Amazon here. Let me see our timing. Oops, now we have the timing. What I was gonna ask before we're getting the last message of Lucy, I'm gonna invite everybody to open your camera for us to take for Isabella to take a picture, and we're gonna be sending to all of you the picture, okay? If you're not with your pajamas, please open your camera, okay? And if you are with your pajamas like Ivete Zagalo, you could also open your camera now. Okay, great.
So let it go.
Wonderful.
Everybody's
Oh,
okay.
beautiful.
Please look to the
Saturday,
camera
you're
and
allowed to be in your
smile.
pajamas.
Beautiful, beautiful. God, my Brazilian women are also beautiful, right, Lucy? It's a beautiful group.
Absolutely. So glamorous.
Bright
So glamorous.
and beautiful. The heart beauty and right. So, okay, so
So let's go. 1, 2, 3, and smile. Please, I need one more time because we have 2 pages of beautiful pictures. Just a minute.
oh, take at least 3.
One more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes. So that's it.
Wonderful. Keep the camera open. We're gonna get the final words of Lucy, and then the ones that want to stay with us a little bit more, we're gonna open all the Microsoft for you for us to have a talk in Portuguese here. Oh, we have more people in our team also. Paula Soares is here. Very good. She's from the New Generations hub that we have now, and she lives in the north of Brazil, in a city that it's a mixture also of Indian city over there, and she's coming in person to FISEC. So you're gonna be meeting also. Oh, we have Nelza, wonderful Nelza. Welcome, welcome. Welcome. She is of the group of leadership of the how you say Union of São Paulo, together with the president Isabel Batista, that is going to also be with us now. And Nelza is also going to be with us. Wonderful. Nice to see you. We have many, many people here. So I'm going to pass it to you, Lucy, to send us your last message and everything. And what I have to tell you is really a very, very true thank you from my heart, that everything that I ask you, you don't even let me finish asking, that you already say whatever you need, whenever you need, just tell me and I'll do it. And you don't even know. And we are very crazy. We ask many crazy things, but you are so open-hearted that you say yes before hearing what we're asking. That is, wow. That is a connection of synergy, of trust, of friendship, and of unity, of purpose. So special that I really thank you with my heart.
Well, Pepita, you summarized it really. I mean, you and I have known each other for a long time now, and actually we always laugh and say, here I am with my blonde hair, here you are, my Peruvian sister from another mother. But if she asks me anything, she gets it. So yeah. But listen, this was nothing but a pleasure, and coming to Brazil is always one of my very favorite places to come. I love you all, and I can't wait to meet many, many of you in person. And really, I just hope you really have enjoyed this afternoon. It's a small taster of what will happen when we meet in person in September, October. But I hope to meet a great number of you either at MDA or at FISEC or at both. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday afternoon. Can I say one more thing? Now is the time. Now is the time. We are never going to have this opportunity again to change the perception in the way that we are right now. So don't put it off. Don't wait and think I might do it a little bit down the line. If you don't ask, you don't get. And you know what? If they say no, you're in no worse position than you are now, except for they now know you're interested in your own personal development. So go at least ask the question.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you so much. And Lucy, just for you to know, tomorrow we're opening the campaign of the SOS the South to rebuild the house of Thais Fagundes, our ambassador of canoas on the south of Brazil. And we're going to have this campaign for 10 days. And we're going to send everything that we already translated in English and everything to you and to Helen Monument for Monday to spread the word out, because we have 10 days to be able to put that house up. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get onto it. We'll spread the word.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Thank you so much for your time, your valuable time, Lucy.
Thank you, and thank all of you for giving up your time. Thank you. See you in Brazil.
Yes, definitely. You're gonna arrive on my birthday, Friday, 27th of September. It's my
Oh, well, that
birthday.
will be a party. Fantastic.
Yeah,
All right. I
it
shall
was a
see you
day.
over.
It's a day of the saints, né? Quais são os nomes dos santos que nasceram dia 27? Os santos gêmeos. Carmo, você tinha que saber. Ah,
São Cosme e
and
Damião. São Cosme e Damião.
São Cosme e Damião, claro, da criança, né? And it's the day of the saints, São Cosme e Damião, that they were born. It's the day that I was born, and there was a subtle message from the universe, from God, and he brought me as a present my twin boys, Philip and Tiago. And that is my day, 27th of September.
27th of September. How
Lucy,
wonderful.
a big kiss. Thank you so much.
Receive my love,
Bye-bye.
all of you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bela, você pode soltar aqui para que todo mundo possa liberar o microfone e tudo? Aí, que aí já todo mundo
Acho que
pode
agora foi.
abrir.
Vamos testar, pessoal. Alguém quer falar?
Foi.
Podem abrir
Sim,
naturalmente
foi.
esses últimos minutos e tudo. Eu queria agradecer a presença de vocês. Nossa, eu amo fazer isso. Isso que foi uma aula, né? Uma mulher, além de ser uma mulher brilhante, né? Ela é apaixonada, né, pela missão dela e tudo. Tem tanto conteúdo. E um privilégio a gente ter um tete a tete com ela. Foi muito bom mesmo, né? E muito bom vocês estarem aqui e tudo. Vocês ficam super à vontade de perguntar qualquer coisa, né, para Renata Fontes, para Solange Bezerra, para Isabela Ribeiro, né? Lembrando assim que é muito bom vocês estarem conectadas com o Insta do clube, né? Que é sempre Pepita Secretaries Club. O LinkedIn, principalmente, tanto do clube quanto o meu pessoal, Pepita Soler, é muito bom vocês estarem conectadas, porque além de tudo que a gente compartilha, né, dos programas de desenvolvimento e tudo, nós compartilhamos muito conteúdo. Eu faço parte de vários núcleos, né, do Reinvention Academy, do Post-Psychology Internacional e tudo, da parte de criatividade, etc. Então, eu sempre estou compartilhando no meu Pepita Solé tudo com curadoria, o que tem de melhor, eu sempre estou compartilhando com vocês. Então, segue a gente, vocês vão saber tudo o que está acontecendo, tanto no Executive Support, nós vamos estar colocando, a gente, depois do FISEC, agora não, porque a gente está alucinada com o FISEC, né? Lembrando que todos vocês, tá? É muito importante que vocês participem do FISEC. Quem quiser participar presencialmente e a empresa não está pagando, por exemplo, tá? Vocês podem falar com as embaixadoras, porque as embaixadoras, elas têm o passe de 25% de desconto para suas indicadas, tá? Então, todos que participam da nossa aula e tudo, vocês podem falar para elas, com elas, que elas passam isso para vocês, porque no site já está o último desconto, que é 10%, e a partir de 1º de agosto, o preço cheio. Então, se vocês quiserem, vocês falem, tá? E uma novidade que, na realidade, ninguém sabe ainda, que a gente vai só divulgar agora depois, né, da live, é que nós estamos fazendo uma campanha durante 10 dias, a partir de amanhã, dia 21 de julho, até 31 de julho, para pessoas físicas, né? E ela é feita diretamente no site, tá? Então, quem somente puder participar virtualmente, tá? E assim, não só vocês, todo o Brasil, não só todo o Brasil, essa é uma campanha global mesmo, né? Que a Lucy vai disparar na segunda-feira, a Helen Monument, que é a presidente do World Alliance, ela vai disparar. Nós estamos fazendo uma coisa super radical e estamos deixando 10 dias o passe virtual com 85% de desconto, que é uma coisa assim fica irrisório, né? Inclusive, se pode até dividir em 10 vezes, né, com os juros do cartão, mas sei lá, sai uns R$ 15 por mês, uma coisa assim. E todos podem estar comprando, porque tudo que entrar, nós vamos estar 50% da entrada, vamos fazer a doação para a Thaís Fagundes, né? Secretária executiva e embaixadora do Clube do Sul, que perdeu tudo em Canoas, né? Então, nós vamos estar ajudando ela para voltar a reconstruir, né, a casa dela e tudo, né, que perda total, né, foi totalmente submersa e tudo. E ela é escritora, poetisa, ativista, uma grande líder do Sul e tudo. Então, nós vamos fazer esse movimento. Então, se porventura a gente vai passar isso tudo para vocês, né? E assim, a gente vai pedir que vocês também repassem isso, porque qualquer um vai poder participar do maior evento, é considerado hoje, eu posso falar isso assim de realmente, porque eu estive na Nova Zelândia, onde todas as lideranças do mundo esteve presentes e apresentamos o FISEC. Ele foi considerado o maior e mais disruptivo evento mundial híbrido, no formato híbrido mundial, tá? Então, assim, ele é fantástico, fantástico. A Bianca, por exemplo, né? Ela está na Alemanha. Ela participa de todos os FISECs. Se de repente fica muito tarde e tal, ela depois do FISEC, o que de repente ela quer assistir de novo, ela vai ter a gravação. Depois de 2 semanas, a gente passa a biblioteca gravada durante o período, evidente, para vocês assistirem, né? Mas então, assim, a gente vai pedir ajuda de vocês, porque quanto mais a gente passar essa voz, mais a gente vai poder ajudar tanto a Thaís, e sei lá, dar uma coisa e que a gente consegue mais ainda, então vamos poder ajudar mais outras colegas também do Sul, tá? E eu quero que vocês usem e abusem da gente, porque nós estamos aqui realmente, né, nessa paixão pelo secretariado, as grandes lideranças como a Renatinha, a Isabela, a Solange, né, que trabalham os programas internacionais, além de outras coisas, porque elas lideram também o time FISEC. Nós temos a Carmo, né, que também ela é mentora do clube, ela é mentora do método C-Level, né, da marca extraordinária também. Fora, ela também está no time FISEC, né? E a Bianca está na Alemanha, mas ela é do time FISEC, gente, para vocês verem. Nosso clube é totalmente aberto. E nós estamos num ano muito bacana. Vocês sabem que eu nasci dia 27, né? E esse ano a gente completou 27 anos do clube, né? Normalmente a gente vai celebrando, né, quando fecha, né? 10 anos, 20, 30. Mas eu gosto muito do número 27, porque eu nasci dia 27, né? Então, esse ano a gente está celebrando direto, direto. Até dezembro, vocês vão ver 1.000 encontros do clube, que nós nascemos para celebrar. E no FISEC vai ser a maior celebração, porque nós vamos ter 500 pessoas presenciais. Vai se preparando, Kátia. Você vai estar falando com 500 pessoas presenciais, tá? E 1.000 pessoas de 36 países, de todos os continentes, na plataforma online e de todos os estados brasileiros. Então, vai ser uma coisa fabulosa.
Ô, Pepita,
Isso eu faço questão de ter vocês. Fala, querido. Quem está falando?
Tô levando uma mineirinha, que é secretária de presidência, que ontem estava toda empolgada me contando que conseguiu que a empresa pagasse para ela ir, já está comprando os voos para me prestigiar em São Paulo.
Maravilha, que maravilha. Nossa. E
Levar
depois
os
vamos falar,
mineiros
viu?
para agitar São Paulo.
Maravilha, maravilha. E depois todo o teu pessoal dos outros países também vão falar sobre isso, porque queremos todos presentes. Até porque tem tradução simultânea para o inglês, para o espanhol e, evidente, do inglês. Nós temos 3 palestras em inglês para o português. Mas se você souber o inglês, assista em inglês. Você não precisa ter fluência para assistir. Essa é uma pergunta que sempre fazem. O MDA, né, o ACEA, tem que ter fluência de inglês? Não tem que ter fluência, mas você tem que entender o inglês. Ele é entregue totalmente em inglês. Então, por exemplo, a Lucy A gente sempre fala para ela falar mais devagar até, porque e ela realmente fala super devagar no curso e tudo, né? Para que todo mundo possa entender. Você tem que, não pode ter, digamos, o inglês básico, tem que ter o inglês intermediário, tá? Porque você tem que entender, você tem que ler, né? Você tem que poder interagir, tem que poder interagir, mas não precisa ter o inglês avançado, fluência, porque o time todo, os alunos são brasileiros. Então, realmente a interação, né? E são com brasileiros mesmo, e evidente em português, mas tem que ter o intermediário para você poder aproveitar bem. Essa é uma coisa. Segunda coisa é que nós temos o preço especial. Então, por exemplo, se entrar direto no site do Executive Support, ele tem 1000 cursos. Então, tem o preço que vendem. Se tiver uma menina, sei lá, da Austrália, né, que queira vir para o Brasil fazer o curso, ela pode vir, porque é inglês, entendeu? Só que ele é vendido mais caro, é evidente, né? Mas para cá, para a comunidade do Brasil, nós temos um preço mais barato. Eu até acho que coloquei aí e vamos passar para vocês também. Eu acho que, se não me engano, é US$ 850, né, Solange? Ou Renatinha, se não me engano. E essa é uma
Isso.
coisa. É isso, né? E se pode dividir, sendo que sempre a última tem que ser pago antes do curso, né? Que é bem britânico mesmo, né? Tem que seguir essa linha, né? Terceiro, quem comprar até final do mês ganha o FISEC presencial, porque está incluso o bônus, mas é FISEC online e é o ISTEC, que é Executive Support de Tecnologia, está incluso como bônus também, tá? Que faz parte dos programas internacionais, eu acho que acontece em setembro. São 24 horas de palestra, que depois fica gravado. E assim, é pura tecnologia, que é interessante para a gente, né? Então, isso está incluso também, tá? Então, assim, é legal que vocês saibam isso tudo. E qualquer coisa, fala com as meninas, né? Nós temos 3 embaixadoras e tudo, né? Então, vocês vão estar muito bem cuidadas, tá? Meninas, feedbacks, perguntas?
Tudo maravilhoso, foi ótimo, né? Obrigada pela oportunidade, Pepita.
Obrigado, Carmo, obrigado. Meninas, um prazer muito grande. Contem com a gente, indiferente em relação assim. Evidente, o nosso foco hoje foi MBA, o livro, o curso e tudo. Por mais que vocês vejam como que ela é, né? Depois ela deixou o livro para se perguntar o que vocês quisessem, né? É bem o estilo dela mesmo. Mas acompanhem todas as redes sociais do clube. Para a gente é muito importante, porque nosso meio está sempre nos comunicando. No Insta é diário, no LinkedIn é praticamente diário também. Então, assim, é muito importante para a gente ter um canal de comunicação, tá? E qualquer coisa que vocês precisem, tá? E manda por e-mail, manda no Insta, no LinkedIn, a gente responde tudo. O pessoal fica assim falando, será que dá para? Olha, vocês podem mandar diretamente. Nós somos assim, totalmente, esse é o nosso objetivo. É realmente ter esse canal direto com vocês, tá bom? Bianca, depois eu vou querer falar com você, tá? Para a gente poder começar, já que você não vai vir pessoalmente, vamos ter que ter alguma outra forma aí, porque sempre queremos ter você mais próxima, no time mesmo da gente, tá bom? Meninas, Bela, Renatinha, Solange, alguma coisa para finalizarmos?
Bem, eu acredito que não ficou,
Gostaria.
né? Queria agradecer, na verdade, a participação. Tem várias queridas aqui que foram convidadas por nós, que puderam participar. E como a Pepita falou, reforçando, realmente é sempre um prazer. A nossa missão é realmente ser ponte, né? Com o clube, tem a nossa missão individual, mas especialmente a missão do clube. E, Pepita, queria te agradecer, né, por essa conexão tão incrível que é ter a Lúcia aqui nessa particularidade. Isso realmente, assim, foi inédito, né? Eu estava tentando lembrar que eu acho que nunca teve algo parecido. Então, a oportunidade é um privilégio muito grande. Parabéns para vocês que estão aqui por destinarem esse tempo, que já é, né, justamente para quem quer aprendizado, quem quer entender, estar aí aberto ao que está acontecendo no mundo. Então, é assim que as coisas acontecem. A gente tem que aproveitar essa oportunidade, não pode perder realmente. O MDA, assim, é chovendo molhado falar, né, da importância, a gente já falou aqui, vocês estão com todos os detalhes, a faca e o queijo na mão, e mais essa oportunidade também de participar do FISEC, participar, não sei se foi falado aqui, eu queria só ratificar essa informação que a gente já passou nas mídias, que você entrando no MDA agora, até o dia 27, você tem 2 bônus, né, Pepita? Tem os 2 bônus, tem o bônus do FISEC e tem o bônus do IS Tech, que é um outro evento internacional que ele acontece 100% online, ele é promovido também pela Lucy, pela Executive Sport Magazine, e é sobre tecnologia, que vai ser em setembro também. Então, assim, fica ligada, porque oportunidade que não falta. Então, assim, é muita coisa incrível que a gente está nesse momento, como a gente falou, de mudanças, falando não só da inteligência artificial, mas de várias ferramentas. Então, assim, não tem lugar melhor para você estar, para realmente entender sobre tudo que está acontecendo no secretariado, no Brasil e no mundo, e se apropriar disso e levar para sua prática, que é o que a gente quer, né? Não só pegar conhecimento, mas colocar em prática e fazer a diferença realmente na sua carreira. Então, é esse recado que eu quero deixar, não perde a oportunidade e chama, né? Me chama, quem aqui já está comigo, eu já estou falando com algumas pessoas aqui, ou a Renatinha ou a Solange, que a gente sabe que fica mais fácil nesse contato direto. E qualquer dúvida, para quem não se sentir à vontade, manda um e-mail também. A gente está aqui em todos os canais, multiplataforma, né? O Pepita Secretaries Club, ele tem um trabalho multiplataforma, então a gente está no Instagram, está no LinkedIn, está no YouTube, em todo o Facebook. Então, assim, onde ficar melhor para você, a gente está lá para te dar o suporte para realmente você alavancar a sua carreira ainda esse ano, né? Da melhor forma possível.
Obrigado,
Ah,
Bela. Eu vou passar para
então,
Solange e depois eu fecho com a aniversariante, a Renata.
Então, eu só queria lembrar que, apesar de todas as coisas que já foram faladas pela Lúcia, que a gente vem falando bastante aqui do MDA, a gente ainda vai ter 2 lives com ex-alunas, com a Renatinha, a Isabela e eu, uma dia 22, às 20 horas, vai sair todas as informações aí nas nossas redes sociais, e outra dia 30. Então, não percam, se ainda tiverem alguma dúvida, porque elas compartilham, as nossas convidadas vão compartilhar as experiências que elas tiveram, além da gente também compartilhar, que sempre tem um pontinho que a gente vai lembrando, então são mais informações ainda para vocês não perderem o MBA. E agora, com esse bônus do FISEC, eu não sei o que vocês estão esperando, até o dia 31 ainda tem direito ao FISEC, tá bom? Venham todas, bem-vindas.
Obrigado,
Obrigada.
Sol. Renatinha, passar para você fechar aqui.
Obrigada, meninas, por todas as mensagens que eu recebi ontem, né, de aniversário. Não consegui responder todas, estou chegando. Então, se alguém me mandar mensagem, eu vou conseguir responder também. Eu gostaria de comentar uma coisa que eu acho muito importante, acompanhando as alunas nesses últimos anos e até falando da minha própria experiência. Quando nós pensamos em uma certificação, um curso internacional, vocês puderem aqui observar um pouco, né, a Lucy falando, e às vezes eu fico com receio de achar que tem dificuldade, enfim, mas eu gostaria de propor um novo olhar, né, para vocês, para que vocês possam encarar isso como uma grande oportunidade. Quando eu fiz o ACE, depois o MG, o meu inglês, ele era intermediário, tinha acabado de entrar no intermediário, e assim, eu confesso que assim, não era muito bom, mas o tanto que eu aprendi ali no dia a dia, durante o curso, me forçando a buscar novas palavras, a entender o contexto, a levar para o dia a dia todo aquele aprendizado, foi muito bom. Hoje o meu inglês está muito melhor do que quando eu comecei. E realmente a gente tem que ter alguma coisa que impulsione a gente, que jogue para frente, que nos tire da nossa zona de conforto. Então, isso que eu queria trazer para vocês, né, para falar um pouquinho, porque realmente, né, não é no nosso idioma, então às vezes a gente fica assim um pouco preocupada, às vezes a pessoa não tem a rotina de atender expatriados, enfim. Então, essa foi uma coisa que eu tive de transformação na minha vida. Depois da certificação, eu comecei a atender expatriados, e tão melhor que ficou o meu idioma, de ter a confiança de ir lá, falar, entender, de saber que, claro, pode ser que alguma palavra ali a gente estranhe, eu tenho um pouquinho de dificuldade, até mesmo ali no sotaque, né, na pronúncia, mas é algo que a gente se permite e realmente no final, quando você pega ali o certificado e fala, nossa, meu Deus, eu passei por isso, eu superei uma dificuldade, algo que não é da nossa rotina. Então, esse já é um grande passo para todas nós. Eu desejo que vocês sintam inspiradas, né, nesse momento, que se caso vocês precisarem pedir o apoio da empresa, que vocês, nós temos a carta, ela já está toda em inglês, enfim, o pagamento ele pode ser tanto por cartão de crédito, né, que é uma dúvida também que o pessoal tem, como que é feito o pagamento. Então, ele pode ser tanto por cartão de crédito ou também por pedido de compra, se a empresa que for pagar. Então, tem algumas maneiras de se fazer este pagamento, que é um pagamento internacional, bom? Mas isso tudo nós apoiamos vocês. E durante o curso também, como nós já fizemos o curso, nós estaremos lá para tirar dúvidas. Então, eu não entendi alguma coisa, até mesmo do conceito ali no dia a dia, durante o curso, nós estamos lá para apoiar também, eventualmente, se houver alguma dúvida. Mas eu posso dizer que eu acho que vai ser uma jornada assim muito que vai além, sabe, de uma questão profissional, é uma superação por todo o contexto, né, da gente ir lá, quem tiver que pedir o apoio da empresa vai, né, porque é um desafio mesmo conseguir isso, é uma conquista. E se for particular, você vai ter que abrir mão de alguma coisa para conseguir esse novo passo na carreira de vocês. Então, para lembrar, quem já tiver o livro, não esquece de levar, seja para o FISEC ou para o MGI, para a Lúcia assinar. O meu está aqui, então quem tiver, leva também. Quem não tiver, dá tempo ainda de pedir e chegar. Vai ser muito bom ter vocês como colegas já certificadas, né? Tem algumas alunas aqui, tanto do ACE quanto do MGA, e eu fico muito orgulhosa quando eu vejo cada profissional que se permitiu viver essa transformação, mudança de mindset. Às vezes vocês vão perceber que no final alguém fala assim: nossa, mas como que você fez isso diferente? Então é nessas pequenas coisas que vocês vão percebendo que realmente vale a pena passar por todo o processo, que é transformador. Então, sucesso para todos vocês. Fiquem à vontade em nos conectar, caso vocês tenham alguma dúvida, né? Em termos da certificação, da duração, enfim, qual for a dúvida de vocês. E vai ser uma alegria estar com vocês, tanto no FISEC quanto no MD.
Obrigado, Renatinha. Meninas, super obrigado pela participação de vocês. Muito obrigado. Qualquer coisa, fale conosco. E um beijo enorme para vocês. Tenham um ótimo final de semana. E Kátia, Paulinha e Bianca, depois a gente marca que eu quero falar com vocês, hein? Beijo grande. E Carmo também, preciso falar com você.
Beijo. Tchau, tchau. Tá bom. Beijo,
Tchau,
menina.
beijo, meninas. Brook também sempre.